Welcome to Automotive Antics. If you've been watching recently, this might look a little different to you. I've been doing a lot of voiceovers, but that was mainly because I'm trying to figure out my new filming studio. Not 100% done yet, but good enough to get started. I miss the conversational aspect of my videos. I mean, doing voiceovers is great, getting some information out, but I don't feel the connectivity. I didn't really feel like we were having a conversation. I was just kind of talking. I like this much better. Hopefully you do. I enjoy this a lot better than just, like I said, talking over pictures. Now, before I get into the main topic, which is the Elantra N, very excited about that car, I want to step back to a topic I covered a couple videos ago, which was the Wrangler Recon Extreme, or Extreme Recon Package, sorry. We finally have pricing on it, and it's pretty interesting. The Wrangler Extreme Recon Package, Jeep says, is now priced at $3,995. We're just going to round it up and say $4 grand. Now, what that gives you is that slight lift kit, 35-inch tires, 17-inch beadlock wheels, your option of either 456 or 458 gearing, a couple other little odds and ends. But for $4,000, I feel like that's a really good buy. I mean, can you buy all that stuff aftermarket cheaper? Possibly. But for those of you who don't work on your own vehicles, installation of a lift kit is not cheap. And then the wheels and tires and the gearing alone isn't cheap either. If you wanted the labor to switch out your gearing, you're looking at what, $300, $400, $500 just for the labor aspect. So I think this is a great deal. $4,000 bucks, why wouldn't you do it? I mean, the only downfall is that when you do the Ford versus Jeep fight, the Bronco offers a Sasquatch package on every trim level. This one you can only get on the Rubicon or the Rubicon 392. But other than that, I mean, awesome package. Definitely think it's worth the money. Now let's get into the main topic for today's video, the Hyundai Elantra N. This car is super exciting. I'm very excited about this. Now, the N model vehicles have always been very impressive, and when I say that, it's mainly been the Veloster N because we're still waiting on the Kona N to come out. But this is getting the same 2-liter turbo engine as the Veloster N, which puts out 276 horsepower and 289 pound-feet of torque. Out of a little car that is very impressive. And it does have an overboost feature, which they call the N-Grin feature, which, again, just an overboost button. Give you another 10 horsepower, and it will project that car 0 to 60 in 5.3 seconds. That is really impressive. We're talking Mustang Camaro kind of numbers. 5.3 is really, really good. So, top speed, 155 miles an hour. Also very impressive. Now, the best part about this is you can still get it in a 6-speed manual transmission. That's just going to amp the fun level up tenfold. But if you don't want the manual transmission, or if maybe you have to share a vehicle with your wife or girlfriend, like I do, who doesn't want to drive stick, then it does come with an 8-speed dual clutch transmission as well. But clearly, if you want that true driver enthusiast feel, you're going to want the 6-speed manual. Now, before I get into the suspension, let's just look at the car itself, because it is a good looking car. It's got a really aggressive front end, massive air intake scoops on the sides to help with the brake cooling, nice front diffuser, not too big, it's kind of small, but it does have the red trim around it to make it stand out. Very nice sporty looking wheels, definitely love those as well. 19-inch Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires on them. Very grippy. Definitely a more, we'll say, extreme summer tire than an all-season. So that's definitely going to help with the handling. Again, I really like the wheels, man. They're just good-looking wheels. The back end looks really good. I was a little bit worried of it because I'm not too crazy about the base model launch rear end. But I think with the diffuser that they put on here, the spoiler, the large exhaust tips, it really spices it up. It gives it a more aggressive look, and I think this is exactly what the car needs. Again, it looks a little bland on a base model, but with all these touches, it just looks phenomenal. The LED lighting that goes all the way across, the red trim on the diffuser, and obviously the large tailpipes definitely set it off. The rear spoiler is really nice too, because it's not too big, not too small. It flows with the car well. Very nice touch. I'm glad they didn't make it look too ricey. Side profile is really good. I love the lines again. I mean, it's just a very attractive looking car from every angle. All right, so let's talk about the interior, because the interior is looking pretty good too. I love what Hyundai has been doing with their interiors lately. This is really attractive, very sporty. It has a fully digital gauge cluster. The infotainment screen goes all the way across into the gauge cluster part of the dash. I mean, that part looks really cool. So it all looks like one big piece. But I do like the gauge cluster. It looks really clean, looks really nice. Of course, being an N model, you can change a lot of your performance settings, the stiffness, the steering ratio, all that stuff. There's all kind of gadgets to play with in this thing. I love the steering wheel. It looks so good. I've always loved the N steering wheels. Really big 10.2 notches with really deep 9 and 3 grips. Very attractive though. I love the lines of the dash, how it all sweeps across. This one, obviously, you got a picture of the dual clutch transmission. The gear selector looks nice. I love the billet footrest and the pedals. I mean, I've got no complaints about this car at all. And that's rare, because I'll normally pick something out about the vehicle that I don't like. And I'm having a hard time doing that. The seats, I love the Recaro looking seats. I don't know if these are real Recaros or if they're just sport buckets that are supposed to look like Recaros. Very good looking seat. I wish I'd be able to tell you if they're comfortable or not. But I can't tell you if they're comfortable because I'm not sitting in it. But they look cool. They are very supportive. You can see how big the bolstering is. I love the 3 lines that you got there on the back of it. And the obviously the N logo is in the back as well. Very cool looking seats. No complaints there. Now something else too, that on the left side of the gauge cluster, there's a little screen or something here. I'm not sure what it's for. You really can't tell from the picture. You got like a little minus button inside of a circle. No idea what it's for. No idea at all. Sure, it serves some kind of purpose, but I don't know what that purpose is. So if you happen to figure it out, let us know down in the comments, because right now I'm at a blank. All right, so let's talk a little more about the suspension, because obviously that's where the N models shine. They handle incredibly. Just like the Veloster N, the Elantra N does come with an electronically controlled limited slip differential and an independent rear suspension. Now, it also says that Hyundai is using a WRC-inspired drive axle, which is stiffer and lighter than the stock component. Now, it's also integrated into the hub and the bearing as one piece. Now, this could be good or bad. It's going to be stronger, lighter, but servicing it might be an issue. So if something goes up, you can't just replace the bearing or the hub. You got to replace everything, including the drive axle. So depending on serviceability, this could be good or bad. Now, of course, this is all done in the name of performance. If it's going to be lighter and stronger and everything else, Hyundai does say it saves a total of 3.7 pounds. Obviously, lighter is faster, so we'll just have to see if it's worth it in the long run. Now, obviously, the brakes are going to be upgraded as well. They get 14.2-inch rotors, along with more bracing and stiffer bushings. Now, clearly, I want your opinion on the Elantra N model. I personally think this is going to be a fantastic car. It's going to sell really well. I have a hard time saying that I would buy a lot of cars brand new. This is one I would buy brand new. For me, I feel like this is a perfect all-around do-everything car. 4 doors, room for everybody. If you got to haul around kids or extra passengers, this is perfect. You get your option of the dual clutch transmission, which is going to shift fast, or the 6-speed manual, which you can shift yourself. Totally much more connected with the car that way. You got performance, 0 to 65.3. I mean, there's not much this car can't do. Also, let me know what you think of the new filming studio. This is going to be what you're going to most likely be seeing a lot more of. Hopefully you enjoy it. Leave your comments down below. Drop a like on the video. Hit that subscribe button, which is actually not up here. It's down here somewhere. So hit that button and the bell notification so you know when all the new videos drop. And I'll catch you in the next upload.